Take it away. What's going on in the
Gee,
market?
thanks for the great intro there. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. We're going over the Greater Phoenix Metropolitan Market statistics for the week ending November 13th. Let's see what we got. All right, across the board, 56 days closed on market this past week. A month's supply of 4.6%, 4.6 months, 21.6 absorption rate. Our average list price is at 788,000. Average sale price this past week at 574,000, and our list price to sale price retention at 97.97. This past week, we didn't do as good as we have been doing, but the inventory still continued to creep up just a little. 16,513 single-family non-distressed properties out there right now, pending at 2,799, and closed units month-to-date at 1,437. This past week, we took a little bit fewer listings. We were down to 1,641 taken, 95.2 days on market, and 56 for closed. Looking at our price ranges in the lower right-hand side, we've been talking about this under $500,000 price range because everybody's imagining it's going away. Well, I'm here to tell you it's growing, and it has been for the last, I'd say 9-10 weeks now. We just went over in a big way, 51%. Yes, all right, I get it. This used to be 72% of our entire MLS inventory, but things change. Prices go up. That should be good for you. But at that same token, we're not losing workforce housing, and we're not losing first-time homebuyer sales. Look at that, 51.98% of the entire MLS is under 500,000. 500 to a million is at 33.6%, going strong, and a million up at 14.5. Taking a look at the spreadsheet across the board where everybody gets to be an expert. In the very center column, you have 2 years ago, same week. To the left of that, in gold, in salmon, you have 2022, same week. And then the two columns to the left of that, the two white columns, is this week and last week. So 1752 is what we took last week. A year ago, we only took 1,592, 2,100 2 years ago. And we show you these because back in 2021, the market was already sliding. It was already, slowing down. We were increasing in our inventory, if you remember. We were up to almost as high as 22,000 at one point last year. But you can see the difference between the two based on the number of people that are in the marketplace. But looking at the active inventory right now, 16,513 is where we're at. 498 of those are coming soon. 13,009 are single-family detached. 2,739 new home construction. Non-distressed properties at 16,443. Some really strong numbers there as it relates to housing. Looking at the pending is at 2,799. This actually came up, but again, we're still mid-2000s, and this needs to be in the 5,000s. Last year, we were at 2,861, so we're not far off of that number, but again, 5,227 2 years ago. That's really, really where we need to be. Looking at closed on market, 1,437 for the month to date, 1,742. Too early, obviously, in the month to really, opine on what we think's taking place. But it is strong, and it is keeping up with last year, and that's a good sign. Will we be in the green again? Well, we're only a couple of weeks away. We'll see. Looking at month supply, 4.6 month supply right now, and that's only because what? The holidays. We're into that seasonal market.
We're going to talk about that.
Yep, it's upon us finally. 21.76 inventory absorption rate. 788,000, as we mentioned, was the average list price taken this past week. And that's what we have to remember. In these 3-4 sections here, other than the medians, this was just taking of what was listed last week divided by the total number of list price, the aggregate. That's where we come up with these numbers. 574,000 average sale price this past week, 445,000 median sale price. So again, we look at the median and just for grins and giggles, slide your eyes to the right, way over to the very end of the sheet, 439 last year in September. So again, the prices have not median-wise gone up that dramatically. And everybody, when you're talking about affordability, you're talking about cost of funds, you're talking about a lot of different things, this is what they're looking at. They're looking at the median sale price, not the average. Looking at days on market, it is slower, but you wouldn't know it last week. Last week we had a real spike. It was 56 days on market from 69 the week before. 70 is about where we need to be, so those numbers are good. Looking at the list price to sale price retention, That's the difference between at the time the seller accepted the contract, the offer. What was the difference between the list price and the sell price? And historically, and this dates all the way back to 1994 when I've been recording these numbers, 97.8% has been the normal. So anytime we're within 0.5% of that number, that's a really good sign. 97.97 this week, 97.95 the week before, and just slide your eyes to the right, just to the goldenrod, 100.4 days. That was not a extreme number for us back in 2021 when we were looking at these numbers. 101, 102, 103. I believe it even got up as high as almost just over 104%, which means the seller was getting 4% more, was accepting an offer at 4% more on average than what the property was listed at. And 97.8 has been the historical normal. So being at 97.9, things are calm out there in the marketplace at this particular moment. But that's the numbers for the week, Mike.
All right, appreciate